Welcome to Basic Cooking with Chef Agnew. So today we're going to talk about finance, the money. It is very important to know the finance, but before we get to that and talk about how you can save some money and how you can make profits from your business of your own home, how to save money and make profit in your own home instead of throwing some money through the window. I will guide you through that, but first I want to say thank you. Thank you so much for your subscriptions. We did achieve more than 1,000. So we actually went over the first big wall of YouTube. So thank you so much for allowing us to achieve that. Now we can continue to do so for the new subscribers. And we're going to continue to teach, just a little reflect of what we learned. I mean, it's unbelievable. I think by now you should be having great knife skills. You should be having great meat fabrication. You should be able to do like a grilling, proper searing, proper sauteing, baking, roasting. You should be able to make some sauces and soups. You should be able to cook chicken properly, fish and meat properly. And then we even did some displays and stuff like that. So those things are very important. That's how you became a cook or a chef. So it's very important, depending how much you advance. But now I want to take a little break today and talk about a little finance. I want to do a little lecturing because in this school curriculum, that's what we do. You learn a little bit of, physical stuff, but you also got to do some lecturing. So I want to talk mostly about finance because there's a lot of people that don't understand the finance part, and they really mix up mostly the revenue and the profit because they see the money coming in, and it's like great money. It's like, okay, I got cash, I got money, I can go and spend, I can go and buy a nice car. It is a big difference. When you have a revenue, the revenue is really the money that came in. It's like your paycheck every week. That's your revenue. Now, the profit is whatever you spend after your paycheck, whatever it's left, is called a profit. Now, imagine you go outside and you go spending, buying some nice jackets, a motorcycle, whatever. You didn't pay your credit card loans and things like that, and then you spend basically more than your paycheck. Now, you're not in a profit anymore. You're in what you call loss. Whatever you owe, it's called loss. So the same thing goes for the business. So imagine in a restaurant, you have a revenue. You made in 1 month, let's say, revenue $100,000. $100,000 came in. It's a lot of cash. It's good. You feel excited. Oh my God, there's a lot of cash. 100,000. So is that 100,000 a revenue or profit? It's just revenue because it just came in. It's like the paycheck. But the real paycheck for you is at the end, whatever it's left. So let's take the $100,000 and see how much does it cost you to actually get the $100,000. Well, first of all, you got to pay the rent, of course, and you got to pay the cost of insurance, and you got to pay the cost of food, the cost of labor, and there's a hidden cost, other costs for Uncle Sam, taxes, and fixing the building, and accidents and theft. So whatever you have left is actually your profit, and that's the profit. Now, what you do with the profit? You just go and buy stuff. I'm going to talk about stuff you don't want to do. And the profits now, if you're lucky, if you're a good manager, a good chef, you watch your labor costs, you're watching your food costs, making sure somebody's not just sitting down, listening to music, or watching TV while you're getting paid. You want to make sure your crew, your team are working, are doing what they need to do, and hiring the proper crew is a big deal. And then your food, you got to make sure it's not trashed, it's not overcooked, it's not burnt. And that's where you come as a chef with your knowledge to teach people how to properly cook, properly searing, properly storing, and properly minimizing 3 times. I'm going to say that, the extra food, the waste. The waste is your enemy, because waste, what are you going to do with it? That's a loss right there. It's taking you down. That waste is so hard to control in some places, but you must control it, and you must add the numbers together. Every time you get a cook or you have a menu, you got to look at their menu and you got to look at your food. How much do you need? Take a look at one of my videos. I made lasagna. I made a petite lasagna because I just need lasagna for me and my wife. Why do I need to make a big pan of lasagna, and then what are you going to do with the rest? It doesn't freeze as good. It's not worth it. Maybe you can cut a big fish or a big tenderloin. Yes, that can freeze. You can properly freeze. So creating a good menu is very important, not just in your restaurant, in your home. You have to know what is your target, what you want to do. If you have a menu that has lobster, this, that, so many ingredients, so many items, it's not good. You want to have a menu that has limited ingredients that you can use in a different dishes. That is the secret. Limited ingredients that you can use in different dishes. And also here's the bonus. And whatever is left over, you can use to make soups or sauces. Then you end up with zero loss as far as the food cost goes. Of course, you got to control your labor and how much time you spend in doing such a thing. And the biggest problem people do sometimes, they in a restaurant, for example, they don't know how to sell. So the dish costs you $30 and you sell it for $25. That's like an automatic loss. So why does it cost you $30 first to begin with? So you got to study that. There is like a little study you can do. So like I say, there's a lot of venues online that you can actually get information about how to do this and how to do that. One of them is actually the how to reduce food costs and stuff like that. When you create new menu, it's always good to do menu engineering. Menu engineering helps you understand what kind of food is star, which one in your menu is a star, which one is a horse, which one is a puzzle, and which one is a dog. And of course, you want to get rid of the dog. That means he doesn't make any profit and he doesn't sell as much. The puzzle makes a little profit, sells a little bit. Maybe you want to boost the presentation and then it costs you a little bit of money. Maybe you reduce the protein, and then the star you want to keep because that's the one that makes you money and makes you profit. And then the horse is the one that you want to probably modify a little bit. So it's all about, again, menu engineering, how do you display your menu. You don't want your customers to go to a restaurant and get a menu with 4 pages long. First of all, you're going to be a little pissed off because it takes too long to order. Second, for you to carry all those ingredients in your kitchen is a nightmare. Third, that's like a suicide right there. I mean, it's like so it's always good to be organized, have 1-page menu, know where your ingredients, like I said before, your ingredients that you're going to use them all over the place. Make sure you're not throwing stuff away. So I don't want to spend a lot of time here. We're going to come back another time and talk more about food costs. Basically, things to remember today is please do not over order your food. Just not just in a restaurant, even at home. You don't want to open your fridge one day and say, oh, this expired, that expired. That's actually cash. That's a cash you're throwing away. So it's better to be without a product in your fridge and come up with the different options, creating a dish, than saying, oh, I don't have ginger today. Oh, I got to stop cooking. I got to go to the store. So you end up going to the store, buying ginger, but you buy a pound of ginger. And then you only need like 1 teaspoon of ginger that day. Just use a ginger powder for, maybe you don't really need to use ginger, get something else. What I'm trying to say is there is a lot of ways to save money, and there's a lot of ways not to throw away things. And so, substitute in home, not eating the dish if you don't have completely. Use, open your fridge. What do we have? This, that. And then the same thing in the restaurant, except the restaurant, you have things written in the menu, and then the guests are expecting it. So sometimes it is good to be able to go outside and talk to the guests and say, excuse me, ma'am, how are you? I know there is a fresh ginger in the menu. However, we substitute that today with this or that, or we took it off the menu, or we don't have it. Just be honest or something. So it's good to connect you with your customer, and it allows your customer to come back. So that's those are things done. Now, we spoke about profit and loss. Now you understand profit and loss. Again, profit, I cannot stop talking. Profit is what's left. What is left, but what you do with that, what's left? Do you go outside and buy a car? Do you, I don't know, take a vacation? You do that. So you have a new business. The best thing to do is reinvest that profit back into your business so your business grows. That's the restaurant. Home, you get the left after you pay all your bills. You get your paycheck, you pay your bills, you get a little bit of money left. What do you do with it? The first thing you do, I did, if you have a credit card, is pay off your debts. Believe me, the best thing you can do home is pay off your debts. I mean, you gotta be, it's gotta make sense. Why would you take money and invest it to make 2% interest while you're paying 6 or 19 or sometimes 25 interest into a credit card? No, it doesn't make sense. So the first thing you do, please, first thing I did, and it saved me, believe me. I was in trouble one time. That's why I know. I was in trouble, and then the first thing I did when I started making more money, and I started having a little bit left over, pay the credit card, finish. And I used to celebrate when I paid the first credit card. Then when you get like 5, I used to have 5. We got 4 now left. Let's get it, the number, the second one, and fight for it. Every time, every day you save money, you put it inside and you pay for the second credit card. And that's the way you continue. That's how you're going to become successful in your own niche, your own house, with saving money. Pay off the debts. When you pay off the debts, of course, the mortgages, most mortgages are low percentages. They're like 3%. Now you can even get 2.5%. So that's okay. House, again, if you got a car, payments, most of the car payments, you can even get 0 now percent. If you're paying 6%, you're in trouble, or 5, or even 4. So they got to do some research. You got to do some more. You can get a car for 0% interest, or 0.5, or 1, if your credits are bad. If your credits are bad and you keep paying your credit cards the way I told you, your credits will actually move up. You will have one that go up to like 80%. 800 or 780 or whatever. So pay off the loans, pay off the credit card, bad loans. Good loans you can keep, it's good. So we understand that. The same thing for the restaurant. A restaurant, you can't pay all your loans, but what you want to do whenever you have your profits, put it back in the restaurant and don't mix it up with your own revenue. You got to differentiate yourself. If you're a chef, owner of the restaurant, that's different. Your money is your money. The restaurant money is the restaurant money. So you have 2 checking accounts or 2 saving accounts. One for the restaurant, one for you. Don't mix the 2. If you mix the 2, it's not good. You may be lucky to be okay, but sometimes it's not good because whatever you spend to pay your bill, you always have money to pay the bill, to buy new furniture for the house, to fix the kitchen, But if you have two separate accounts, you will know that in your house you only have this much left, and in the restaurant you have this much left, so there is no confusion. And then you'll be able to control your house costs, because remember, your house cost is very important as well. If you're paying more than when you're receiving, you're in a loss. And if you're having a business and you're taking money from that business, all you're doing is covering up your loss in your house. So these are the things I want to talk about. I don't want to go too far. It's the first lecture. I just want to make sure people understand. I will talk more about this because it's so important. It's so important. And I cannot stop thinking about saving money. Another way, very easy to save money is like, I am hungry. Let me grab the phone, call for ordering so food or pick up or, or delivery. Think about it. Well, first of all, it's not healthy for you. Second of all, I'll guarantee you 100% it's not going to come as the picture shows it. It's not going to taste as if you do it by love and follow one of my videos. And then the last is like you're going to save money because it does cost money to order from outside. It does cost money to order from outside. It does cost money. It's much, much cheaper to cook from home. I know a lot of people exaggerate. I'm not going to cook from home because whatever I spend in the store, it's crazy. Because, well, you're not spending the right way. You got to go to the store with the list of items you need. If you just go to the store and be like this and hungry, especially when you're hungry, you're going to buy a lot of stuff that you don't need. Believe me, you will end up opening your fridge. Again, I said expired item. What is expired item? Expired item, what's that? Lost, expired. That's cash you're throwing through the window. Cash, money, $5, $10, 5, 10, 5, 10. After like a year or months, just months, it's a lot of money. It gets into hundreds, thousands, even more, depending how many people are in your family and how many people you feed in every day. So learn basic cooking. That's why I call this channel Basic Cooking. Basic cooking. It's to saute and grill and then take a piece of meat and freeze some more left over, reheat him up. Oh my God, you're 100% guarantee food safety first because you don't know who's touching your stuff, especially this time. And these are bad times. These are not really good times. You don't want to be anybody cooking your food. You don't know if they're covering their mask, if they're wearing gloves, if they're sneezing in your food, and things like that. And that's a requirement in the restaurant. When you cook in a restaurant, you gotta wear the mask, you gotta have gloves, you gotta really make sure you're not sick and all those things. You gotta make sure that it's sanitized wherever you work. In your own house, for your own food, when I cook for myself, when I do the videos, I always wash my hands very well. I know I'm gonna eat that food, and my daughter and my wife, so we good. It's between us, we sharing the stuff. But if you're cooking for customers and things like that, you really got to be careful. So that's going to save you a lot of money, a lot of money. And the other thing that's going to save you money is being organized. I know it's very hard to be organized. A lot of people, how can I be organized? Organized can be just a little research. I mean, if you're opening a restaurant, please make sure you know what are you opening and why, what's your goal, and do a little study. If you don't know how to do it, seek some help. There is a lot of help there. Seek some advice. It is better to get advice from somebody who got their butt kicked sometimes than somebody who just became successful like that overnight. Because success can be achieved by a lot of hard work, but it can also be achieved by luck. Because if you open a restaurant in a small restaurant in a popular place and it just happened that you're selling a couple of Cuban sandwiches and there's a lot of Cuban people there, guess what? And if it tastes really good and you're cooking it really good and it doesn't cost as much, you're going to be successful. But if you're trying to do that in Chinatown, I don't think it's going to be successful. So location, 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 location. And also knowing what like I said, the menu. What do you put in your menu? You don't want to put like a Russian salmon dish, and you're gonna put Italian pasta, and then put a Moroccan tagine, and then put some fajitas, and so you all over the place. I mean, you gotta have like a strategy. What you want your restaurant to be? You want your restaurant to be a place to go to for a reason. Like for instance, you get a family. Oh, what do you feel like today? I feel like Italian food. I feel like healthy food. I feel like a French cuisine. I feel like a Middle Eastern food. I feel like a Asian food. So you want to get somewhere in that category. Vegan food, vegetarian. So you got a vegan food. You make sure you have vegan food. You don't want to little things there that you don't know about that they're not vegan. Basically, no animal products. You want plant-based food. So it's good to know your thing, know your goal, know what you want to do, and you will be successful. But you have to be teachable and willing and open-minded. This kind of business is not that easy. It's tough, especially now. Opening a business restaurant, a lot of people go downhill because, first of all, when you open a restaurant, you got to make sure you have enough cash to be able to support, elevate the restaurant during the bad times. When you're not making money, you're losing money in the restaurant, you got to be able to support that. If you don't have that support, it's going to crash down. So if you don't have that, don't open a restaurant. I mean, that's my advice. My advice, open a restaurant. If you're a really good cook and you love to cook and you have financial knowledge, you know the difference between the profit and loss. You follow me here, you're going to be successful, I tell you what. And then, does it make sense to open a restaurant if you have a good job? I mean, some people like to have a great job and then they take a risk in opening a restaurant. Now, what happened? You are playing with the two things. You cannot be doing, if you cannot be doing 2 or 3 things at the same time, stay away from it. It's better to focus on one thing, achieve success, versus doing 2 or 3 things, not to achieve success in 3, and then achieve loss that will take you down. So these are like stuff our parents taught us, our grandparents taught us, and then you can just look and go outside and just look into some kind of business, ask questions. What happened to this restaurant? Why is it closing? What happened to the restaurant? Why is it doing so good? It's good to ask, and it's okay to ask for help. It's okay. It's okay to ask for help and write a comment, read the comments. And it's okay to follow and watch a video, one video for once. Watch it, not 1 minute. Watch the whole thing. Watch 15 minutes. What is 15 minutes? I mean, 15 minutes is nothing. Push the button, let the video go all the way. I look at some videos, people watch an average 2-3 minutes. But 2-3 minutes is not going to give you anything. I know I've seen a lot of stuff in YouTube. They're like, dum, 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 bum, 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 the video's done. Okay, you're done. Is that real cooking? I don't know. Anyway, be teachable, be willing, and enjoy, because there's so much to discover. I'm discovering every day. Thank you, my supporter. I love you guys, ladies. You are making me feel great about myself, because it's very important to feel good about yourself. If not, you're in trouble. You got to discover who you are, and you got to motivate yourself before you can motivate other people. You got to want to do it. If you don't want to do something, don't do it. Do other things that you want to do. If you're doing things just because of that, there is no love, there is no passion. You need the passion. Save money takes a lot of hard work, but you will be happy later on, because if you just save $10 a day, that's a pure profit, and you put it aside, and then at the end of the month, you put it toward your credit card. That's what you want to do. Slowly pay off those credit cards. Pay off those bad debts, whatever debts you have. The bad habits of going out and drinking out in the restaurant, partying all night. Try to do it at home. Do it at home. Have your friends home that you know you trust, and do some little cooking. Impress them. Little cheese displays, some wine, you're going to save a lot of money. So there's a lot of savings there. We're going to continue talking about this in future. There's more to come about profit and loss. This is just the beginning. Again, stay tuned with me. Please don't forget to subscribe. I love you, and thank you so much for everything. I really appreciate you subscribing. Stay tuned.